Okay guys, what we're gonna do in this episode, I don't even know what to call these, is we're gonna finish hooking up my air to water tank. I gotta do a couple of things. I gotta run lines, I gotta drill holes, I gotta mount stuff, I gotta plumb the drain. But first things first is I had an oops and I cut off the wrong tab on the water tank. So we're going to start by getting this welded back on, and then we'll go from there. I think I got everything to do it. So we're just gonna hop right in and start getting this done. So one of the things I gotta do is put a drain in. You see that? Gotta have a drain. How else are you gonna get the water out? So I was fighting on how to do this. And I eventually decided on plumbing fittings. And what I'm going to do is I got a fitting here. It's a brass 90 degree with a 1/2 inch MBT on it. Alright, we'll thread that in. So I went to Lowe's and found this. This will come apart. I'm going to put this right here. Small piece of 1/2 inch copper in there. I'm going to put this on the other end of it. Alright. And another piece of 1/2 inch copper with a 90 down out through the hole for the gas tank, the fill neck. A piece of 1/2 inch plumbing bag. If you've never done this before, it can be frustrating, but when you buy a house, it's best you learn. It's really not hard. It's actually a very easy concept. Clean your pipe. People pay a lot of money to have a plumber come out in their house and solder fittings on. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to go be a plumber tomorrow by doing this, but you can, you know, change valves, add stuff, remove stuff, and it's very, very simple. You know, I learned a lot since I bought my house. My buddy's an HVAC guy, and he showed me how to do this. Need a little bit of this in a minute. And the cool thing about copper is, you know, you screw that joint up, you can heat it up, take it apart, clean it all, and do it again. It's my favorite thing about it. Yeah, it worked that time. I don't know why it's not like, shake this fucking thing.
the best. Said, are you ready for the best? Let's go. Yeah, I said I got this, I'm in it. I'm hella filthy, so I got this, I'm winning. I'm not a quitter, so I'm not fucking quitting. Just try to stop me and you'll drop dead missing. I'm on my way to the top.
That dry. I gotta solder the other side. Small piece of tube, ball valve, piece of tube, 90 down. There's your drain. What I'll probably do is just put a piece of rubber hose on the end of the 90 and then route it out further. So we'll let that dry. We'll let that cool. Alright, you can see my drain setup's all done. It's not tight. I didn't paint the lock nut because I'd scratch it and be even more pissed off. But yeah, so that stays in the tank, and this comes off so you can take it in and out. It's actually going to work pretty good, I think. Like I said, this goes right over the hole for the old filler neck. But we will see how that's going to work. Right now, I got to put it back in, hook up one of the hoses, because I'm starting to run those.
Let's go! Yeah, I said I got this, I'm on it. Give me 5 years and I got what I wanted. I'ma go ahead and finish all that.
There you go, straight down. I'm going to put a rubber hose at the end of that and just bring it out further, but... Alright, I got all the cooler hoses ran, plumb, terminated. The only thing I got to do inside the car is mount them up on the body. I got to get some clamps for it, but you can see, came through the side apron, got these all up. Go down in the cooler. Let me get a... See, I got water in there. See the hoses, they go up to the apron. They come through. I gotta mount them still. I got those sealants through the rear firewall. Now, before we put it back together, everything back together, we're gonna test it to make sure there's no leaks, everything works. Hook up some jumper cables for now. Notice I still have to wire it up to my switch panel. I don't even know if these are gonna freaking fit. Oh, I'm like, I got bubbles. I'm like, what the hell is it? It's coming from the pump. Hell, it's flowing. The system probably took 2 gallons. I could hear it. I could hear it running through the intercooler. Alright guys, I got that all finished up, got the whole car back together. I haven't clamped it on the inside yet to the body because I just don't want to use them regular insulated P-clamps. They don't look good to me. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get a billet option with the center bolt that holds both of them and I can just nutsert the body and screw them in. I don't know. So they're just chilling in there, zip tied them together so at least they stay together. It seems to work pretty decent with just water in it. I'm going to go and do some testing later. I'm going to do a video on just straight testing, and that's going to be no intercooler on, period. Just stagnant airflow through it, nothing going on. We're going to do water, cold water test, and then we're going to do ice. And someone else said to me, add some salt to it. There was like a couple things that people said to get it colder, but I read a lot of things where you don't want to go too cold because then you can condensate in your intake tube and you get water coming through the intake, you end up with a misfire. So there's a fine line there. In my eyes, anything sub-ambient on a 75-degree day is fine. Ambient's fine at that point. As long as you're not 150, 160, 180, 200 degrees, you're going to be fine. So we're gonna do some testing later with that. That's gonna be a good video I'm gonna do. But it's all back together. Everything's working. I got it on a switch on my switch panel. They say that the rule pumps don't like pressure. They'd be deadheaded. I don't know how I would monitor pressure. It seems to be flowing perfectly good. I guess we'll find out. We're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I ordered my drive shaft this week. That's going to be here, I don't know, whenever Strange makes it and ships it to me. If that, fingers crossed, if that solves my vibration issue, then we are going to check the whole car over, call Derek, set up a date for a tune, get a real dyno tune up in this thing, get this thing worked out. I mean, it's probably going to scare me with the speed it's going to go, but, you know, I'm kind of bored with it already. It doesn't feel that fast anymore. And then we will set up a track day. I need to get a couple pieces of safety gear. I need to get the cage certified and the window net, which I don't know if I'm going to get that all stuff done before the first track event. I don't have a competition license, so $9.99 I'm getting kicked out regardless whether the cage is certified or not, because I don't have that license. So we might just go out there, shake it down, do a couple passes, and see where it goes. For all I know, the thing could go 9. I mean, I know it can go 9s on, like, no boost. Guys, get in the garage, grab a cold beer, get to work on your hot rod. Have a good one.